Alright, we're back here again with the MK1 and MK2 restorations that I started about a month ago. I'm done with the MK1, I'm just waiting for the monitor. And the MK2 I'm waiting for the monitor as well as some buttons and joysticks and a few other little things like a marquee and some T-molding, and I got to kind of go over the coin door area and repaint that, but I want to go through the MK1 and show you guys. I've had a lot of questions over the past couple of years about Game On graphics and where to get decals and where to get reproduction art. And I know your MK Arcade source has gone over this before. He had some stuff custom made. I don't mind the Game On graphics stuff. I think it's fairly close to the original. I know there's another guy that makes stuff from this old game, and it's basically an exact replica art-wise for the MK1, but he only has MK1. I like to order everything from one place and just get everything in one box. It's just easier to do that and saves on shipping and time. So I wanted to kind of show you guys the MK1 art. So here's the control panel overlay. And you can see, I mean, it's, well, I could bring my real dedicated cabinet out here and you can see the original control panel, but I mean, it's pretty much spot on. I don't have any issues with that. The front of the panel, it looks, you know, pretty good to me. It's off just a little bit. The color in here is off just a tad, but I mean, you know, for what this was underneath here, it looks a hell of a lot better. And then I go through with fine grit sandpaper and I sand all this down and I fill in all the holes with wood putty. You can't really get a good idea standing, well, from this shitty camera I have, but it looks like brand new out here. Just I like the coin door area to look like brand new. It just kind of, because really all you see in your house for the most part is the front of the game. So that kind of represents, you know, what you're seeing, and the visual aspect of the game to me is one of the most important things, especially with the MK cabinets with all the art. That's how I got involved in these. I really like the decoration and the artwork on these games. I also did the Game On graphics marquee, which I think is pretty close to the original. The color is off just a little bit. I'm trying to see if I have an original in here. I think it's in the house. Yeah, it is in the house that I could put up there, but it's, I mean, again, the orange and the yellows are just off just a tad, but for this purpose, for this cabinet, for this gentleman, I mean, it's going to look good after it's all said and done. And then I did the midway side decals as well, which I don't mind from him as well. I think they're nice quality. They come adhesive back like all his graphics do. And they're fairly easy to apply. Unfortunately, they're like exact size of the side of the control panel, which kind of bothers me because I like to fold in the edges to keep it underneath the T-molding a little bit better. So I've asked him to make them a little bit bigger, but he's never responded, which, you know, he's known for doing that. So this one's pretty much done. I have the control panel all wired up. I'll show you here. I can do this one-handed without fucking it all up. There we go. So as you can see, it's all wired up, all original harnesses, wiring. MK1, like I said, has this little bracket down here where the control panel slides on the old, or the box, opposed to an MK2 that kind of flips up and down with a piano hinge like that. So this one's ready to go. I'm just waiting for the monitor. It actually is ready. I just didn't feel like going picking it up yesterday because I was picking up the Attack from Mars. So that's done. Place it in there. I have everything all original in here. Everything's working. I put a PCB in here. Looks like a Y unit if I'm right. And I believe it's the 3.1 turbo. And that's pretty much it. So this one's ready to go. Put that back down. Looks pretty clean. Everything looks good. Then I got a Game On Graphics MK2 overlay for this panel that I had here that was kind of torn up. I was going to turn this into a Killer Instinct, but because I like the front panel on this one so much, I'm going to restore this one back to MK2. And then I'm going to take another MK2 that I have, and I think I'm going to turn that into a dedicated Killer Instinct. I bought the control panel overlay from a guy in KLOV for 25 bucks, which is a good deal. And I have that control panel overlay, and then I have the side and the front from your MK Arcade source when he made that for me a while back. So really all I need to order is a marquee and the full side art, which is like 250 bucks. So I'll tackle that one after this gets picked up. The MK1 will get picked up next week. But I wanted to show you guys a trick on how I cut these and how I apply these. What I do is before I unroll this and take this off and take the adhesive back off, I try to cut as much of this player 1 or player 2 out in each one, because that helps align it. And you're never going to get it absolutely perfect, but that's the way I do. And then I pull the backing off and I spray the whole control panel with this here, with this Super 77 spray adhesive, because I feel like the adhesive that these guys put on these graphics they're good, but they're just not good enough to hold up over time, especially on the outside of the cabinets over here. Underneath, Lexan and plexiglass, it's fine, but I just like to overdo it with it. That way you don't have any peeling up or anything coming up. I mean, once it's on there for good. So what I like to do is just cut out as much of this as I can before I apply it to the metal control panel, and then I line it up and I put it on. And then you don't need to cut all these out. All you do is just make an X with a razor blade like this. You can kind of see, I can stick my finger through. And what happens is you don't get any of this missing over here from overcutting or over removing any of the graphic. And the button just slides down on through like that. And then the Lexan, obviously, you put it through the Lexan and then through the top. And it looks like that. And as you can see, you don't see any button, any black missing anywhere. And it just comes out nice and clean. That's the way I do it. I learned by mistake, by screwing a few of them up and then having to reorder another piece. So if it saves somebody 40 or 50 bucks, I hope it does. So that's it. Like I said, the MK1 is basically done. This is going to get picked up next week. I'll probably finish this up the next week, and then I'm going to bring that other MK2 from my buddy's house over here, and I'll start turning that into a Killer Instinct. So that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.